Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea is a done deal, according to sources. 127 million euros has been the reported price from many outlets. Chelsea want the player in a very big way. Personal terms have been agreed for a number of days now. Just the structure and some final legal details to resolve before the deal is announced. Medicals have been penciled in, and Chelsea are on the brink of pulling off a world record signing for them as a football club. They are also in the wings and waiting for the Mudryk deal to potentially collapse with Arsenal, although most believe that deal is also close to being completed for the Gunners. We're going to delve into these stories and much more. And Man United looking at a World Cup winner to join their squad over the course of this January transfer window. Make sure the like buttons are being hit. Make sure you're subscribing to the Football Terrace. But Chelsea, have they got the deal done for Enzo? Let's go. Reports last night from Felix Johnson that Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea is done. The structure of the deal has now been agreed and signed as a verbal agreement was made days ago. 120 million euros plus 10, 120 in 3 installments, and 10 million performance related. Medical departments are in communication. Medical day to be agreed. This also coincides, ourselves spoke about this. I was told that the deal will be in the region of 127 million euros for the player, and many other outlets have confirmed the fee around 127 million, including the Italian journalist, and of course, tier one verified journalist Damasio. But the reports are that this deal is getting closer. Now, Felix Johnson is an interesting case. The likes of Simon Phillips, who's very respected in the Chelsea community, are backing this guy's stories, sharing this guy's stories. Simon Phillips is someone I know. Simon Phillips is someone I've spoken to, and he's someone who is highly credible. And they are backing, endorsing, and sharing these stories. So I'm doing the same. Also going to give you the light and the shade in this. The journalists such as Fabrizio and Damasio haven't quite said it is a done deal yet, but it is upon the edge. Clubs are in deep talks. It is very advanced. We know that the player has already agreed to join. But what we do know is that Chelsea are very likely to spend above the 120 million euro buyout clause. And that is causing a lot of controversy. And of course, rivals of Chelsea want to play this down. Rivals of Chelsea want to say, why are you spending so much money? It's well over market value. What about FFP? What about net spend? Let me stop you there and break it down. Firstly, net spend isn't real in the basic bog standard sense that computer games and the tabloids use it. You spend 50 million, you sell 25 million, therefore your net spend is 25 million, and that's what FFP use. It's never been done like that. It's based on your actual trading accounts. Now, of course, what you sell players for and buy players for will feed into your turnover and expenditure within your football club, but it isn't done in a basic way. Some transfers are lump sum payments out. So if Chelsea trigger the 120 buyout clause, they have to pay 120 million euros in a lump sum straight out. So that will show in their 22-23 trading accounts as an expenditure of 120 million euros. But that isn't what Chelsea are looking to do. They're looking to pay more to spread the cost over a 5 to 6 year period. Felix has said it's going to be 3 years. I talked to a few journalists that think it's going to be more 5 to 6. But either way, they will pay this deal in installments and amortize the deal on their accounts. This is very sensible. Let's say they spend 25 million a year on the player's actual transfer fee. And after 2 years, he hasn't quite hit the heights, or he wants to leave, or Real Madrid want to buy him. And Real Madrid come in and say, we want to give you 80 million pounds for him. He doesn't, and we're going to play be very conservative here. We're going to give you 80 million, 70 million, 60 million. On the account, if they get £60 million transfer fee, but they've only paid £50 million for him, on their trading accounts, because they amortized the deal, that will show as a £10 million profit. That is what is fed into FFP, not the net spend on the deal, which the media will say, well, they bought for 127 and they've sold for 60, so they've lost nearly £70 million. It doesn't quite work that way. You have to factor in wages and bonuses as well. So the player overall cost there will be a negative against it, because you're not going to recoup all the salary that you've paid him unless you sell him for 120, 130, 140 million pounds. That's if he's really successful. And if he's really successful and he goes for huge money, nobody's going to be talking about the finances. So Chelsea fans, don't be dragged into an FFP um net spend debate, because again, most football fans they ignore the fact that net spend in the basic sense doesn't exist in this way. It's an affordable deal. The question is, how good is the player? I want to hear that from you. I've given my opinion on this many times. I think he's highly talented, proven it in the Champions League, smashed it at the World Cup, young, talented, vibrant, with the world at his feet. This could be a phenomenal deal for Chelsea to reinvent that stagnant, stale, tired midfield. But I do want your thoughts and I want your feelings on this. Make sure you're hitting the like and share button. Up next, Mudryk news. So as confirmed here by Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal have put their second proposal in to close the deal on Mykhailo Mudryk. This is going to be a €15 million fixed fee plus add-ons. Shakhtar are expected to make a decision. The clubs are in direct contact over this situation. Personal terms, as we know, have never been an issue. Chelsea will act if Arsenal move collapses. Now, we know Chelsea are interested. This is a fact. This isn't Shakhtar trying to push Arsenal. This is genuine. This has been confirmed by Chelsea sources. They are interested if the deal collapses. But is the deal going to collapse? For me, the answer is no. After speaking to Ben Jacobs, who is the closest journalist on the planet to this deal, he is in direct contact with the ownership and president of Shakhtar. He has interviewed Mudryk exclusively on 2 or 3 occasions. All the stories of Mudryk saying he wants to come to Arsenal all those months back were Ben Jacobs. So I trust Ben Jacobs on this above every other journalist in the world. Arsenal are the front runners. Arsenal are confident. Personal terms are agreed. And Mudryk is desperate to be part of this Arsenal setup and play for Mikel Arteta. The second bid has gone in. Arsenal are very, very confident they're going to get this deal over the line and get it over the line soon. They want it done. They wanted it ideally done now. They already want it completed. That's why they put out a big push towards the end of December to get it over the line. But to have him in by early mid-January now is the kind of deadline that Arsenal are setting on this. They're pushing hard to get it over the line and get this deal complete. Arsenal want these refurbishments to their squad. They want the extra firepower. They want the feel-good factor that's going to come with it. And there will be a feel-good factor because Mudryk really wants to be there. This guy can see what Arsenal are building. He can see what they're cooking and what they're creating. And he very much wants to be part of that situation. So I'm really intrigued to see not only how much this deal actually goes through for. I think we're looking at around €50 million fixed, with probably somewhere between 15 to 20 million euros add-ons. We all know that the €100 million asking price that Shakhtar set was a public negotiating point, and it was highly likely that Arsenal were going to drive that price down. After that point, it all becomes about Joao Felix. Joao Felix is wanted by Chelsea, that we're talking about today, and by Arsenal and Manchester United. None of them want to pay the 18 to 21 million euro quoted fees and salaries for the 6 months to have him. They are all pushing hard to get that deal down, and Arsenal, Chelsea, and Manchester United will work on this deal over the course of January. And that's one of the reasons why Arsenal also want to get this shut down quickly. They want to move on to that deal. They want to focus on that, because bringing in Joao Felix and bringing in Mudryk in one window does, for me personally, all but secures them this title. They're already 7 points clear. I've got a sneaky suspicion City might drop more points this week when they go up against City, when they go up against Chelsea. Got a sneaky little feeling they could draw that game. And if Arsenal tonight beat Newcastle, they could see themselves 9 points or 10 points clear. You then land these 2 stellar young talents, you find yourself in a very, very, very strong position. But I want your thoughts and want your feelings on this. Leave your comments below. Up next, Thuram to Man United. Let's take a look. It's been reported that Man United have made contact to Mönchengladbach over their striker and forward, Marcus Thuram, and are favourites to sign him. United are trying to convince Gladbach to do the deal this month, which would cost somewhere in the region of 15 million euros. Now, this is an interesting deal, and it's an interesting deal because no one's really been over this player. No one's really been over him. And this is a tall, strong, robust, quick, and technically gifted football player. Of course, a World Cup winner, came on and was impactful at the World Cup. You know, really did himself proud. Really did himself proud in that game. You know, he's been linked to a number of major clubs. You know, did himself proud in the World Cup. Of course, came second. They didn't win it, but still did themselves very, very proud in the World Cup. And he's a talent. You know, if you look at this year as an example in the Bundesliga, you know, 15 games, 10 goals in all competitions this year, 17 games, 13 goals. Now, he's not a spring chicken. He's 25 years old. But for the value of the level of money that Man United will be looking at, around 15 million euros, it's a very, very good deal indeed. Man United, for one reason or another, don't have the funds to go out and spend 50, 60, 70 million pounds on a striker. This could be a very good option for the club. This could be a very good option for Manchester United. As I said, technically gifted, strong, quick, robust, good experience, did well at the World Cup, played in the Bundesliga, you know, and as a Man United fan, am I jumping for joy at this news? No. Am I like, wow, this is the guy that's going to get us back to the peak of our powers? But Man United need something different. Man United need another option up front after Ronaldo was gone. This could be a good option for us. I want your thoughts and I want your feelings on that in the comment section below. But a roundup on the news today. According to Felix Johnson, Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea is a done deal. 27 million euros is the reported total fee that Chelsea Football Club will pay. Arsenal have made their second bid for Mudryk, with Chelsea waiting in the wings, and Man United in for Marcus Thuram. I want all your thoughts and I want all your feelings below. Make sure you're smashing the like button. Make sure you're subscribing to the Football Terrace. Take care. Goodbye. God bless.